Hello everyone, my name is Brian and welcome back to another Smite commentary. This time around I'm going to play Amaterasu in Assault, apparently. Don't really have a choice in Assault, but this time around it is Amaterasu. And honestly, I think Amaterasu is a very good god, especially late game, because her 1 is just nuts, just insane. It gives 50 power, I think, and 25% movement speed, depending on what part you use of it. It's just nuts. That's just a lot of additional either power or movement speed, which is very, very powerful. So, if we look at the opponent's team, they have two warriors as well as us. Actually, we have 3 of them. We have Ravana, we have Guan Yu, and we have Amaterasu with a Wombat. So we have a lot of frontliners, a lot of initiation, a lot of go ham, and we have a Poseidon for a lot of burst with the magical damage. The enemies have a Vamana and a Ravana as frontline. They have Apollo, so they do have an ADC, so if it goes late game it might be more difficult for us, because Vamana late game is probably also a bit better. Well, he's pretty good at walking down someone, so he can basically go for Poseidon every single time, and that's no fun for Poseidon. Also, an Aphrodite late game is absolutely something you don't want to deal with. Very annoying to deal with, very hard to kill if you build her the right way. We'll probably need to try to make this a short one, just for the sheer fact that we have a lot of damage. This skin that you see on Amaterasu, I like it a lot. I actually got it from a chest, I think from the... There was one weekend or so, where you had to win a few matches of the days. I think that was when the anniversary from Smite was. But I got the chest and I got that skin out of it. It actually looked pretty good. I'm surprised. I didn't really see that skin before, and I actually like it a lot. I like the white color. It's very bright. It's really... I think it suits her. Looks pretty good. So I picked up Weakening Curse immediately, and that's just for the sheer fact they have a Vamana as well as an Aphrodite. So shutting that heal down, especially when Vamana is in his big baby, will help out a bunch. Able to just kill him when he is in a big baby can help out, make a huge difference. Because if he's not tanky enough, then it will be difficult. And we're going for it. We're going into the ultimate. Ultimate used by the Aphrodite, but it doesn't last as long, and the Kraken is able to pick her up. Well done. I used my Weakening Curse, like I said, against the Vamana, and we are able to pick him up as well. He figured he was safe in his ultimate, could not get bursted down, but especially in the early game, his healing on his ultimate is just very weak. Actually, Noir very low as well. Does look like she can get away, but with that amount of HP she can't really get into the fight anymore, as well as having almost no mana at all. Never mind, they had meditation. Okay, she's about 60% again. But like I was saying, healing reduction, we were able to burst down Aphrodite immediately. Actually it is 35 power, okay, I was wrong with that one, but still, 35 power is basically a free item for every single one in your team. I think that's very powerful, to say the least. Especially for the physical, they get a bit more power out of it than the magicals would, because magicals tend to have higher power altogether than the physicals. So the physicals actually get a lot out of it, and since we have 4 of them, that amount of power will definitely help out a lot. And at this point, he is going to die, without a doubt. Actually a 3-man hit on my ultimate, only stunning 2. The Ravana used his 2 at the right moment to avoid that stun. And is actually able to pick up our healer, so that can be an issue. But it doesn't matter too much. I kind of look for the Ravana at this point. Ooh, a bit off the mark. If I hit that one, he would have died, guaranteed. Bit off the mark with the heavily reflection. And Vamana, big baby. Don't really want to deal with it. Don't really have anything to deal with it as well. We don't have the damage to really do anything about it. Nice avoid from the Ravana. I thought he was dead there for sure. But he was able to survive. Same as me, with no mana or health. But with the sovereignty I will heal up a bit, but still the mana is was a bit lackluster. Still, the fact that we have a Guan Yu is in my opinion probably the strongest healer in Assault. or maybe the strongest healer altogether. You might tell me that health heals a lot more, and that is true, but it is way more risky to get a high healing on health. You need full cooldown reduction, very powerful on Guan Yu as well, but you need full cooldown reduction on her as well as some defense to stay alive, and then additional power to just get well, the stuff you need. Weakening curse on the Aphrodite, but I don't have enough burst. My team is not able to follow up on it, so the weakening curse kind of wasted a bit, just because we weren't able to pick up the Aphrodite. Nice detonation. Ooh, that's a lot of damage, and way too much damage. I have a good amount of gold though, so I can go back. I'm actually forced to go back, so that's not really an issue. But some magical defense will be necessary, especially against Noir. Her burst will be insane if you don't build any magical defense. Just that shining metal clay soldier detonate is just insane. I've been obliterated by it many times. Not so much with warriors, because you just build some defense and you'll be fine. And also you won't be focused as much. But sometimes when you're just a carry or a mage or something, and you find yourself in that awkward position where she can use that combination, now you're pretty much screwed, because it will hit about 800 or more, which is just completely nuts, at least late game. Bit of the mark with my 2. I don't play her too much, but the fact that you can use your 2 with your ultimate is very powerful. So you want to use your 2, wait a bit, like a half a second or a second, use your ultimate. It will fully charge up your ultimate if you hit enough people or minions. And then when the stun comes out, you can immediately fire off your mirror. And that just makes a very powerful combination altogether. I can also force out some stuff. Bit of the mark with my 2 again. But the knockback was there, so kind of makes sense. He is very low, we can go for it. And actually, nice ultimate by the Aphrodite. It won't not be enough to save, I think. Actually, it is enough to save. They're both alive. I tanked the tower for as long as I could. I'm the one with probably the most physical defense, as well as the best regen with my 1. If you switch stances, you will receive healing, and as you can see, already heals about 100. Bit greedy from the Vamana. Not, well, going for that. Definitely not something you should do. Well, actually it was kind of a good one, but the fact that I silenced out his dash, he was not able to knock up anyone. And we were able to pick him up, pin him in a whirlpool. That's no fun, being stuck in a whirlpool. Especially if he has gem. I'm not sure if he will pick up gem. I think he started with Divine Rune, which I like a lot as well. Because against Vamana as well as Aphrodite, like I said, the healing is just too much to deal with. You really want to shut it down as early as possible. Especially, even if you're against a Guan Yu, a Hell. Actually against a Hell, it's very good. Oh man, I had a game last time. I figured I could pick up Hell. I haven't picked Hell in a very long time. Actually rarely pick her on my own. Usually I just get her in Assault. But I figured I'd pick her up. And guess what? Of course, I am against an Odin-Zeus combination. Oh, that was disgusting. There's literally nothing I can do. He had Blink as well, so it was just Blink. He blinked in. Zeus put that ultimate on it, and well, even though I could survive, I survived a few of the ring engagements. If Zeus ult was on it as well, then I really had no opportunity. There was no way for me to survive it. As you can see here, I used my ultimate. I kept my 2 as long as possible for the ultimate from Aphrodite to wear off, and it did work out. Also used Curse as well, to just make sure we are able to pick her up, and we can just dive at this point. Not sure who's tanking, but it doesn't matter, because as long as one of the warriors is tanking, that will be a success. And only Vamana's left, and we are able to pick him up at Dia's side, and we all survived. Not with an awful lot of health, but we all survived, and that's what counts, especially when you have that Guan Yu healer. I mean, 170 per heal, if he has some cooldown reduction. As long as he has mana, he can heal, and definitely heal a good amount. Charging up my mirror, kind of going a bit late with my dash, and also way off the mark with that. But that's alright. At this point, we have already got 2 of their towers. Guan Yu baited me in tanking the tower. I'm not really feeling a lot for it, but that's all fine. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. I'll just go in for the silence. Ooh, beautiful root. Well played on her part. So the Nuwa used her passive root where you have the basic that roots you. She rooted me into the Phoenix range. And that way, with the amount of damage they had, as well as the healing reduction, were just able to pick me up pretty easily. Because I was stuck in it, I have used my dash to silence them out, try to peel for my team. I kind of ended paying for it. Probably should not have dashed in altogether. But the fact that she hit that root, it's something you don't really expect too much. And Nuwa using her passive that way. I know that it's the way that passive works, but you don't see it utilized that much. Might also be an accident or really something she was looking for. I'm not sure about it, but it happened. Well played on her part. Even if it was unintentional, it definitely worked out in her favor. At this point, I'll just try to defend somewhat. Trying to put some pressure on the enemies. Using my ultimate as well, try to force some stuff. The Vamana ult is used, so that is something that will be down now. Definitely something in trade for my ultimate. I'm not sure if it in the end was worth it. I was not able to defend the tier 2, but they were not able to push up as fast as they wished. They might have pressured the Phoenix. I'm not sure if they even were able to go for it, but it doesn't matter too much. Actually, they are ahead in gold. If you look at the charts, they are ahead 500 gold. But if that's all there is to it, then I don't think it really matters. Especially at this stage, I don't think it will matter at all. We can just go for it. Sprint is popped, so we can go for it. And of course, we are going to look for that Aphrodite. The heal is just something you don't want to deal with. And since we have so much, they can't peel for her. We have just so much force on the Aphrodite that we have so much control, so much dive potential that she just can't get away. Off the mark with the mirror again. Like I said, I'm really bad at aiming that one, but was able to hit the Vamana. So. Going for the Nuwa, of course. The Nuwa a lot more of a threat than the Vamana, especially since we have a good amount of healing reduction with the Divine Rune. I don't think he's too much of an issue, especially if he has not got his ultimate up. I'm not sure if he has. Probably should be up soon, but we'll have to see. At this point we can just dive, and there it is. There's the big baby I was talking about. But again, going for the Aphrodite. She's all by herself. The Vamana is not paying attention to us, but I don't think he will have a good opportunity altogether to go for us. But the Titan doing work. Picking up our Guan Yu actually, so that is our entire sustain down. I'll just try to juke as many as I can for me to get my combination line and kill him. Destroying the Apollo. I waited for the silence. He can't dash away when he is silenced, as well as my mirror for that burst damage. Just going for an auto attack battle is probably not the best thing to go for. I'm waiting for a bit of mana to use my one again, so we have that additional movement speed. I wish they would just run away, because although it is 3-on-3, I don't have any mana, so I don't really have anything to contribute. As you can see, I can just do some basics, but staying close to the Humbots. We have the movement speed at this point, especially since Aphrodite is, well, is a bit out of range. She isn't linked to someone, so she hasn't got that additional movement speed. And at least the two of us are able to escape. Barely, but we are able to escape. And a nice meditation brings my mana back up to a good amount. Especially if he has a lot of mana in his build. That meditation will give you a lot of mana back, especially since I don't have too much. I have 815 mana, which is definitely not an awful lot, especially for a god that uses her abilities a lot. And as you can see, every single ability uses 70 or more mana. And especially your one, you can spam a lot, especially to heal yourself up. Actually, I spam every single ability a lot, especially when you're fighting. But that's all fine. This is probably the fight we are going to look for. Weakening curse is used. At this point I'm just going for the Aphrodite, but it's not an awful lot. Power is used. Frenzy is on. We are going in. 2-man stun actually. Pretty good. Not the one I was looking for, but my team is able to go for that Aphrodite, and we double kill on the Poseidon, triple kill on the Poseidon. Poseidon doing work. Actually not the Quadra, but still. We can go for this last one. We can also go for the Titan. And as you can see, pretty much the game will be over at this point. There's nothing they can do. 20 seconds on the Aphrodite, and on our own she is nothing. We have just way too much damage. Guan Yu on his horse charging into the battle with the Chaos Titan. So this will definitely work out. 3 seconds on the Aphrodite, doesn't matter anymore. This is over. We have way too much damage, way too much tankiness. So we will pick up this victory. She is trying what she can, but it is not enough. And we are able to pick up the victory. So what it all came down to is we were just able to pin down the Aphrodite every single time. Just dive her over and over again. The Guan Yu ultimate very good for that, as well as my ultimate. Because my ultimate is so predictable, as well as the Guan Yu. If Guan Yu's ultimate ends or mine ends, she'll probably use her ultimate to counter it, to prevent the stun as well as the lost damage from coming out. And that way we are just able to use one of the ults, force out her ult, and that way she has no opportunity to really get out safely, especially against the Humbatsen and Poseidon as well. There's just no way. If she doesn't have an ultimate, she is going to die. And as you can see, or maybe did not see, 22k healing on the Guan Yu and only 11k on the Aphrodite. The healing reduction, as well as the fact that we were able to pin her down, is just insane. There's nothing she could have done, to be honest. I actually like her build a lot. She has full cooldown reduction with boots. I probably recommended getting the boots earlier though, and breastplate probably. Either breastplate first or boots first, not the Chronos Pendant. I know what she's trying to do with it. You have the additional sustain with the MP5, but she got focused so hard, and since we are full physicals, I definitely recommended the breastplate first, even though you will lack the power and the mana regen a bit. But in the end, she didn't need the mana regen because she was forced back to the base every single time. But other than that, even though the order wasn't as good as I would like to see, the build overall was very good in my opinion, but she was so far behind. As you can see, she's even 1k down on the second lowest of her team, so that's just not easy to deal with. And we had a lot to counter her. We had the Divine with the Poseidon, and we had 2 weakening curses, as well as Frenzy and Sprint, and at that point I don't think there was an awful lot she could have done. Anyway, this all came together to great team fights all together for us, and Amaterasu is probably one of the best gods for it as well, with her 1. Just insane amount of team pressure. Just a good god altogether, but early game is a bit meh. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this Assault gameplay, and as always, good luck, have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.